Hello and welcome. My name is Morgana Marie and I'm a divine feminine activator, theta healer and facilitator of consciousness. And I love journeying through the feminine archetypes with my work to really help my clients to reclaim who they are, embody their truth, embody self-love, and to actually create the life that they want. It's really difficult to create the life you want when you have limiting beliefs in the way, and you may have fears coming up around these aspects in speaking your truth, returning to self-love, and really prioritizing yourself first. And in this episode, I wanted to go deep into how you reclaim yourself and journeying through the witch. Now, the witch has a lot of misunderstanding. The witch has been very misunderstood, very heavily judged, and in many past lives, if you were a witch, you could have possibly been killed at the stake, burnt, hung for being one. It was a complete taboo, and the religious propaganda would spread, and the witch would be known as the devil, as evil. And even to this day, it's still really heavily distorted, and you see images of witches as like satanic and evil and dark and devilish, and it really is not the case, actually. One thing you must know about your witchy self is you have the ability to heal yourself. So the witch is in touch with her nature, her sensuality, her full expression. She is able to really stand up and stand out in a world of untruth and fake, and really shine her light and speak her raw, authentic voice. She actually prioritizes this in her life. She prioritizes healing herself, working on herself, reclaiming those lost aspects, those repressed, suppressed, shamed aspects of herself. And therefore, when she reclaims herself, she actually heals others and helps others in this way too. So you may find that you may be a healer, you're a natural healer, you're really healing to be around. You may be studying the healing arts yourself and you've been on your own healing journey. You may be a coach or a life coach in some way, or you dabble in the spiritual arts. And yeah, I want you to explore this within your own life. What does being a witch mean to you in this reality? So I'm just journeying through a book that I have been diving deep into, just to kind of help me to express more around my truth with me and my witch. I mean, I used to really struggle with stepping out, spreading my voice, being this in my life. And it's through theta healing that I have been able to really heal my witch wounds and claim those lost, hidden aspects of myself and return to self-love and help others. Now I teach theta healing, I facilitate theta healing, I have other tools and modalities that I use with my work, such as tarot and oracle cards and mediumship, and I just use all of these tools to really help my clients very, very deeply on their healing journey. So from my own experience of being really repressed to now completely expressed in myself as a witch, like I own it, it's very empowering to be able to stand up and shine that light. So the witch is this magical woman. She is a creatrix. She creates her life and she's able to move molecules and manipulate reality to create a life that she desires. She's a magnetic woman, and she goes against any form of social conforming, societal expectations, and is not a prisoner to labels in this society. She is highly sensitive, very aware, and powerful. The witch teaches us how to harness that power and really draw forth that wisdom into now, into the present moment, and create wealth from that wisdom. Because she's like a torchbearer. She holds the light and she leads with light so others can see the way. And by doing this, others are able to see their light and shine bright and walk that path. She's very strong. She does not give up. She channels her energy, her creative energy into her goals, and she really stands firm in her boundaries and in her self-worth. She creates and co-creates with the universe, the stars, the planets, all 7 planes of existence and beyond. So she is very connected to nature. She will cultivate the elements in her daily practice, whether she gets in touch with the earth and goes out for a walk and gets in touch with the nature and finds her inspiration and creativity from nature. She will cultivate nature as a way of moving through life and channeling that creativity into her life and into her work. And she is boundless. She actually teaches us that we can safely go into the darker aspects, and in theta healing we call it the undercurrent self. You might have heard it referred to as the shadow self, and this is where we can learn from those darker aspects. And there's jewels here, there's gold here. When we learn that we can sit in presence and be with this darker energy, that's when we can truly transmute that darker energy, that energy into creation. She knows what she wants out of life. However, she is unwavering in her energy. She's unstoppable. She is unforgettable as she walks through life, but she does not prioritize work or hard work over her joy and her nurture of herself. So what she does is she actually prioritizes having joy with business and having ease with her creations. She would never create from a place of need. She would always create from a place of passion and fire and meaning, but not to the point where she is a slave to her work. She really puts her worth first before her work, and her creations aren't work. They are just her infinite ways of expressing herself and getting her message across to the world in different ways. So the witch is deeply connected to spirit. She has a beautiful co-creation and union with spirit, and she follows and is in this relationship with connecting more to other worlds, other realities, other aspects the spirit world. Not just the spirit world, but the seven planes of existence. And these are different layers of our universe that once we can tap into those, and we do this in theta healing, we can access so much more energy and knowledge and wisdom and create our life from that place. So she uses guidance from spirit, and they work with her to create her reality. And I would say, yes, I pretty much have created most of my life from my connection with spirit, and they help me all the time, and I trust in that, and I trust in my intuition and the guidance that they give me. And I get a lot of confidence from that because they're there, they're always supporting me. So this is your opportunity to connect with spirit and open maybe your abilities with spirit. Maybe you feel like you're hiding them, or you're scared of them and you deny them. I did at one point. This is an opportunity for you to explore that. So she knows what she wants. She's a woman who knows what she wants and gets it. She stands strong and firm in her energy, and she surrounds herself with other like-minded women who are also committed to consciousness and rising in themselves. She gets a lot of her energy from working and co-creating with other women, and she'll often collaborate with others. I collaborate with different people. I get a lot of energy from this, and it helps me to just actually enjoy my life more. And I really love my own company, I love my own energy, but I get so much from working with really aligned soul sisters who are committed to the same rising and same path, but we all have something unique to offer. There's also real power in numbers. When numbers come together, a coven of women, a community, collective, there's amazing things that happen. Magic really happens, and you can feel it, you can see it. And I love creating women's circles. This is one of the reasons why I started creating women's circles and creating my online communities, which I have upcoming this January. And I really wanted to start bringing more people together because we can really learn from each other. We can transmit ideas, we can transmit information and knowledge, and there's so much that comes out of community, and I learn so much from everyone that I can connect with and communicate with. And there's always so much gold and wisdom that comes from that connection. The witch teaches us to release our fears as well, to let go of them. There is no place for fear, doubt, judgment. There is absolutely no place for that. Every time that comes up, it's from a past life experience that you had, and there is no place for it. If you are aiming for your queendom and you are trying to reclaim who you are, you do have to be willing to release your fears, liberate your limitations, and through theta healing alone, we can clear your restraints, any obstacles and imprisonment that you have been bounded into from any vows, oaths and contracts that you made in any past life, or any beliefs that you learned when you were a child. And these beliefs don't just get carried through from childhood, but they get carried through from our ancestors and into our DNA. And this is how we end up creating our life. We live in our life in alignment with previous versions of ourselves, soul incarnations, and we must learn to clear these. And the more you clear, basically the more freedom and joy and fun, and the more you can create the life that you desire. It just becomes easy. You don't have roadblocks in the way. So the witch shows us the way. That's the name of the video. The witch shows us the way. The witch is committed to constant clearing and ceremony and cleansing, literally what I've just said, releasing old patterns, making space to welcome the new. She's constantly evolving, she constantly works on herself, she constantly clears old witch wounds, and she's very in tune with the lunar cycle. So I'm very in tune with my body, and I encourage you to become more aware of your cycles and your connection with the moon and the lunar cycles, so you can start to know when there's time and when it's time to rest, and then when it's time to really create and fuel your energy into doing. So that finding balance between being, resting, relaxing, but also allowing yourself to create from a place of relaxation. You don't need to create from force. And she uses the moon to, again, fuel any information, any insights that the moon has. It's incredible how much wisdom the moon can transmit to us through our cyclic pattern. And it's like a complete ecosystem for our life. We need to be able to clear, release, let go of emotions, and then have space to create and welcome, receive the new. So it's really about honouring the elements, like I was saying earlier, and fueling that energy into working and co-creating with the elements, co-creating with spirit, the seventh planes. And through this cycle, she is constantly releasing and rebirthing. So she's alchemizing her emotions into something greater. She has so much wisdom. She has so much knowing. So how much knowing do you have? And this is an opportunity for you to explore healing your witch wound. So how do you heal your witch wounds? So this is through the karmic and ancestral wounds that are really buried deep within our unconscious mind. And through theta healing, we can access these wounds and these belief systems and uncover them, start to unravel them and release them very quickly. It doesn't have to be traumatic. It doesn't have to take years. There's so much clearing that can happen in one session alone. I do have clients that work with me on a regular basis, monthly basis, but this is an opportunity for you to clear that and understand yourself better, because once you unravel what's the past, you start to really reclaim what's you and what's true for you. And there may be things in your life that you are drawn to, but you avoid it, or you just avoid things in general. And everywhere where you have been avoiding things, this is where you really need to do your work. This is your unconscious saying, look, go here, this is the next step, this is what we need to do, this is what we need to focus on. However, our conscious mind, the ego mind, can get in the way and try and keep us safe. That's its job. But we have to have discernment with, okay, is this my ego speaking? And then when we become aware of that, that's when you can take the action. So again, diving into our witch wounds is a healing process to really reclaim who we are as the divine, true, feminine, here right now, rising. And we have been cauterized for so long, and this call is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. We don't need to be living life from our trauma and our wounds. They don't go away on their own. You can't push them away, you can't ignore them, avoid them. They are always coming up, we are always getting triggered. We must honor those triggers with love and acceptance, so we can clear them and release them and move forwards with love and compassion for ourselves. So it's not like pushing that aspect away and hiding and running from it. It's acknowledging that and embracing it. So how do you heal your witch wounds? So this is through the karmic and ancestral wounds that are really buried deep within our unconscious mind. And through theta healing, we can access these wounds and these belief systems and uncover them, start to unravel them and release them very quickly. It doesn't have to be traumatic. It doesn't have to take years. There's so much clearing that can happen in one session alone. I do have clients that work with me on a regular basis, monthly basis, but this is an opportunity for you to clear that and understand yourself better, because once you unravel what's the past, you start to really reclaim what's you and what's true for you. And there may be things in your life that you are drawn to, but you avoid it, or you just avoid things in general. And everywhere where you have been avoiding things, this is where you really need to do your work. This is your unconscious saying, look, go here, this is the next step, this is what we need to do, this is what we need to focus on. However, our conscious mind, the ego mind, can get in the way and try and keep us safe. That's its job. But we have to have discernment with, okay, is this my ego speaking? And then when we become aware of that, that's when you can take the action. So again, diving into our witch wounds is a healing process to really reclaim who we are as the divine, true, feminine, here right now, rising. And we have been called to rise for so long, and this call is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. We don't need to be living life from our trauma and our wounds. They don't go away on their own. You can't push them away, you can't ignore them, avoid them. They are always coming up, we're always getting triggered. We must honour those triggers with love and acceptance so we can clear them and release them and move forwards with love and compassion for ourselves. So it's not like pushing that aspect away and hiding and running from it. It's acknowledging that and embracing it. Ways to recognise the witch wound and whether you have it or not. Chances are you probably do. If you're fearing about everything you say, you fear judgment, you may feel like you don't like gossip, you're uncomfortable, you have this fear of being accused of the wrong thing, and you have this sense that you can't fully express yourself, maybe like a tingling sensation in your throat, tightness around your chest, and this heat in your body as well, this anger almost, when you feel like someone is not speaking the truth and they're not being real and honest. You just have this knowing and you get angry. Internal anger lights the fire within. This is a reaction of the witch wound. And really, we have to acknowledge our body's way of communicating. Our body's always showing us what needs to be healed, acknowledged. And as soon as we start to acknowledge it, we can start to actually clear it and heal it and let it go. So many intuitive beings just hide themselves and really are afraid of sharing their gifts, their healing capacities with others. And if you have fear of showing up online or with your work and you know you're really talented and you're really gifted, but you don't like showing yourself, this is a strong indication that you may have a witch wound or a very deep set of witch wounds that you need to clear. And it's really important to recognise, and again, don't ignore it. It's time to release this fear and embrace our gifts. The more we do, the more we can actually change this world and make a difference. Yeah, for so long we have been shamed and judged and repressed, and we need to heal this witch wound within us so we can live more authentically, drive our lives forward in a positive way, and expand our consciousness for a greater world of possibility. So I encourage you to ask yourself questions today. How can you start to live your life with more truth and follow your knowing? This is a question for your journal. And what feelings arise for you when I say the word witch? What comes up? Just acknowledge it, write it down. Where in life does this witch wound for you show itself? Write this down, just follow your knowing, don't think about it, just write it. Would you consider yourself to be a healer? And just ask, your body knows, your intuition knows. And what are your natural gifts that you have not even really acknowledged, but they're there, that others may judge as, well, that's a bit woo-woo. It's a bit strange. That's a big one. And finally, what are some ways that you can start to reclaim your power? Use these questions. Become aware of what you need to acknowledge. Use this awareness to change your beliefs, thoughts and feelings about you, the witch within you. And the more you do this, the more you uncover those shadow aspects, and the more free you become. The less you're limited by labels, the less you are limited by your belief systems and your past life experiences, and the more that you can really shine your light, embody your truth, reclaim your power, lean into deeper self-love, and create the life that you truly want. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more future videos, and do share this channel with anyone that you know could benefit from this work. Thank you so much. Mwah.